as more pages of classified material were discovered there over the weekend, but the White House claims they don't exist. Quote, like every president across decades of modern history, his personal residence is personal. That means there are no visitor logs.
Here to react is Texas GOP Congressman Dan Crenshaw. Congressman, this investigation is certainly not going anywhere. What is your reaction to them saying that in my personal house, no sign-in sheet?
Well, look, I don't know if they have a sign-in sheet or not. I mean, my reaction to all of this is, look, the Democrats and Joe Biden set the rules on how we're supposed to react to something like this based on Trump's documents that were in his residence. And so we have to play by those rules. And according to those rules, we all have to freak out, and then the FBI has to raid the home. That's the rules. Okay, now, do I think those should be the rules? No, I don't think those should be the rules. I do not think Trump's residence should have ever been raided for this. I think there should be some benefit of the doubt. I think there should be some grace given to ex-presidents or ex-vice presidents who leave office and it's crazy and it's chaotic and people are packing stuff up and they're not really sure where it went. That happens. I get it. That can be a mistake. But I didn't make the rules now. The rules now say that the FBI has to raid the home and do a thorough search, not your personal lawyers going through the garage and according to what we know, stopping the search after they find one document and going through whatever legal process they need to inform the archives. That's what they're doing. But they also didn't tell anybody. The only reason they even told anybody about this was because it was reported by the media. And see, what frustrates me too is this actually happened, not in his residence, but in the UPenn office in D.C. It happened before the election. So this was something that voters would like to know, especially because Donald Trump's home was just raided by the FBI. Yep. All right, that's what makes it relevant. Otherwise, we could have some grace on this, right? We could say, look, mistakes happen, benefit of the doubt. Let's make sure the process is now transparent from here going forward. But this has been 6 years in his garage. He's probably had a lot of people come over there, whether it's workers, whether it's staff, whether it's friends, like who knows? And they say they're being transparent, but they're really not.
Congressman, there is another topic that got our attention we wanted to ask you about. There's this Russian British comedian, and he was speaking at the Oxford Union Society, and he's slamming the woke culture. He says it's gone too far. Listen to this.
The only thing that wokeness has to offer in exchange is to brainwash bright young minds like you to believe that you are victims, to believe that you have no agency, to believe that what you must do to improve the world is to complain, is to protest, is to throw soup on paintings, that the way to improve the world is to work, is to create, it is to build. And the problem with woke culture is that it's trained too many young minds like yours to forget about that.
Congressman, you wrote on Instagram, I've been making this point for a while, but everything sounds smarter with a British accent. What's your reaction?
Everything does sound smarter with a British accent. I mean, I'm a little jealous there. Well, he's getting to an important point that I have to make about wokeness. It's doing what feels good instead of what does good. And there is a difference. You know, and in his speech, he goes on to really focus on climate change and the debate over climate change. It makes a lot of really good points about how, look, people feel like there's a problem and they feel like you have to take action for the sake of action, even if it does no good. And he points out that, you know, speaking to the British, that they account for about 2% of total global emissions. And by the way, even in America, we only account for about 11 to 13% of global emissions. Right. All right. China is up to 30%. So you take a look at the problem and you wonder, wait, if we completely destroy our lives, if we completely stop doing everything, what effect will it have on this overall problem? And the answer is about near zero. And so what the heck are you doing? Right. What on earth, what kind of solutions should you be looking for? And that's where rational thought gets you, right? You get down this sort of cost-benefit analysis. You think clearly, unemotionally. Wokeness does teach you to think purely with your emotions. To think purely about virtue signaling, about grandstanding, and without any rational thought. Right. And this applies not just to the climate change debate, but to the debate over transgenderism, the debate over whatever else they want to have, the debate over redistribution of wealth. It might feel good and it might make you feel morally superior to others, but it doesn't actually do good, especially for the people that you claim to be trying to help.
Right. Congressman Crenshaw, thank you very much for joining us from your studio there. I believe you're in Humble, Texas today.